In this section, we're going to give you an overview of our workflow wizard, which is where you drive all of your marketing, sales, and business process automation. You'll probably be surprised by the versatility of this workhorse. It not only triggers and blends multiple forms of communication, you can trigger different actions, such as lead score increases and sales alerts, and you can also use it to trigger actions outside of this application with other applications and services. The versatility of the tool is why we've displayed logos from all the different tools on the screen. The workflow wizard binds and orchestrates so much of our platform's functions, as well as those third-party applications that we're integrated with. For the sake of time, we're going to focus on the fundamentals of setting up a workflow. You'll see how to set up rules and trigger activity both within MakeSbridge and with an outside application. As you watch this, please keep in mind that we're here to help. MKS Pro subscribers and above are assigned deployment consultants to advise on these capabilities. And for extreme simplicity, we offer a hands-on concierge service to do all the setup work for you. And a number of business process experts have produced push-play modules, which are pre-designed automation routines with best practices baked right in. So let's get started. So from the main page, to begin a workflow, I click Workflows under Publishing Campaigns. Now, as you see on your screen, all the different workflows that you have running, and even the ones that are paused, are displayed. Now, if I want to create a new workflow, I just click Add Workflow. Now, let's just say that I want to hit high-value leads. And that might be somebody who has gone to a high-value web page on our website. So I'm going to call it High Value Visit. And here I can do a description. So in my description, you see we're going to accomplish quite a bit in this workflow. First of all, in the description, we're saying that we know that this is a high value visit. And what we're going to do is we're going to add them to an email drip line, and we're going to alert a sales reps to that fact. What we're also going to do is we're going to send a product brochure in the mail. And then what we're going to do is remind the rep in a few days to give this guy a call. So let's have a look at how we get it all set up. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get the labels set up for my workflow steps and any action options that I have that exist with under the steps. So you see the step 1, I've named it Send Email and Brochure. And then under my option, which is basically a specific segment or type of person I'm going to send out to, I have something that says Lead Score Follow-up. Now we know that what I'm going to do in this first step is a message out to this person. So I'm going to go ahead and just choose one of my templates, and I'm going to create my message. And then from here, I'm just going to draft in this email saying thank you so much for your interest in MakeSbridge technology, and then I can write something specific about the action that we knew we took, and that's what we're going to be triggering out. So that's about the segmentation and having it be relevant to the user. The message is going to contain information to follow up on something we know that he was interested in. So when I've done that, I save my message, and then I move back to my filter area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create an advanced filter, and we're going to have it be against an a web visit, and we're going to have it be against lead nurturing. So I'm just going to do it based on the web visit, but as you see on your screen, there are a lot of other behaviors and lead score status that we can filter against. But we're going to keep it limited to web visits for right now. Okay, so far I've got my labels set up, I have got a message that's been created, and I also have my my filter. Now if I wanted to, I could do an existing segment. So if all these different segments that have been set up previous can be applied that way versus going in and manually setting up all these different rules. So that's very helpful as well. Now the other thing we wanted to do, we want to do two more things actually. We wanted to alert our sales rep to let them know. So once I tick on that alert bell, that icon, you'll see the Set Alert Recipients prompt show up. And I can just have the alert be sent to the record owner. But if I want to specify additional individuals to receive an alert as well, I can do that. And then I can write my comments. So when the alert goes through, to the sales rep's email and the outside person that I've specified, then they're going to read this comment in the email. So the last action I wanted to take is send out a full color brochure to this high value lead. Now, if this was a lead that just wandered by and we had their address, we might send them a greeting card, but we want to do more than that in this case. So we actually want to send them a full color brochure because it's worth spending a few more dollars to make that sort of impression on a high value lead. Now we've integrated with a tool called Cloud2You to make this happen. Cloud2You is on the Salesforce App Exchange, and what we're looking at on your screen right now is our catalog that is hosted by Cloud2You. So I've chosen the piece, and all I have to do is click Save, and that's all I needed to do to ensure that if a high value visit occurs and we send it a brochure, it's done. Now the last thing I want to do is I want to increment a lead score. So we have an update lead score by 200, which is pretty appropriate if somebody hits, again, a high value page. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add another workflow step. Now, the second workflow step we were doing was going to be an alert out to the sales rep. But before I do that, I'm going to wait a couple days. So I'm going to add a wait step. And let's just say that we're going to wait 3 days, because we want to make sure that the mail gets there. And then we're going to set the alert up for the rep. And then I write my comment. Now I can dynamically merge in details of the prospect into the comment field as well. And all I do is just look at my merge fields. So it's all in there. I have the person's first name and last name. And when the rep gets this alert, they're going to have all the information they need to make that phone call. And now I just click Save. So our little two-step workflow is pretty much set up right now. Let's have a look at a couple of special features that you wouldn't necessarily think about, but add a ton of value to the whole workflow concept. First, as you see on your screen, you can allow sales reps to manually add prospects to this high-value flow. So for example, let's just say they just spoke with somebody on the phone and that they know that they were high quality. That sales rep can manually add that prospect into this workflow. And that means that they're going to get triggered an email and that high value brochure, and the sales rep is going to be alerted to give a call in 3 days. So that's pretty efficient right there. Now the other thing which you may not have thought of is that there's a concept called flow check. And what we allow you to do with flow check is to run a check to make sure that whenever you push play on a workflow, that it's going to vet out the number of actions that are going to take place. So it's just a double check, if you will, to make sure that you're not about to email blast your entire database. Now the other extremely important thing we have, especially because we have a direct marketing component in here, or a direct mail component, is our circuit breaker. Circuit breaker does exactly what you would expect it to do. It pauses the workflow as soon as a limit of actions is reached. Without circuit breaker, you're exposing yourself and your organization to the downside of automation, which is having unwanted actions trigger due to a human error in data management. Setting up your circuit breaker is very easy. All you need to do is just give us the limit of actions that you want to have take place in that first step and over what duration. So in this example, we're saying do not send at any time more than 100 emails within the first 5 minutes. So now that I have my workflow steps set up and I did my flow check and I have my circuit breaker in place, all I need to do is just push play to start interacting with those high value prospects.